Speaking at the 17th edition of the Education Summit, organized at Radisson Red in Mohali, Chandigarh on 22nd July 2023, Ms. Vandna Shahi, Principal of BCM School, Basant Avenue, Dugri Road, Ludhiana, spoke to the Edu Bulletin and shared her thoughts about the summit, about how to inculcate creative thinking among students, about the steps her institution is taking in developing the skills of teachers, and about how a principal should lead a school. Let's hear her thoughts.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are here today present at the city beautiful Chandigarh for the 17th Education Summit, and we have with us a very special guest, Dr. Vandna Shahi, National Awardee to Teachers 2022, recipient from the Hon'ble President of India, and Principal BCM School, Basant Avenue, Dugri Road, Ludhiana. Welcome to the summit, ma'am.
Thank you so much and good afternoon, everybody.
Thank you, ma'am. So, first of all, how's your experience here at the summit?
It is excellent. In fact, it always has been, my pleasure to attend the time to do media conferences, summits, and all that. Last year also I attended because it's a great chance for collaboration, for mutual learning, for networking. I mean, you keep getting what is the latest going on in education sector, which is actually very, very important for any leader.
Absolutely. Thank you for your views. And if we talk about the traditional education system, it has always been focusing on the academic excellence and everything. So how do you think we can inculcate creative thinking among students so that they can be leaders of tomorrow in the 21st century?
Yes, it's a very good question. In fact, see, in the traditional system, basically when we talk about the national education policy, its main focus is moving away from the rote learning to the competency-based learning, which actually completely involves the thinking process, which is the critical thinking, which is the creative thinking as well. Because, unless it's 21st century going on and the world is changing at a very, very fast pace. It's not something ready-made that you can give it to your students and tomorrow they go to the job sector and they apply that.
Right.
They themselves will have to think. They themselves will have to solve the problems. They themselves will have to make the decision. Now, life also, it doesn't pose the problems which are academic problems, which are subject-wise problems.
Right.
So, to any problem, the child has to see from all the angles. So it comes only when the child is using his brain. So in the school, what can be done? In the schools, there are small activities. We can have an idea generation factory. On any given topic, we can tell the students, you just think. What do you think about it?
Okay.
Or sometimes we can give open-ended questions in the class. If you're telling a story to a child and then you ask, if you were at the place of the protagonist, what would have you done? So child would be thinking. Now here it is that the child is learning how to think, but later on this skill is going to apply wherever he is going to go. So be it a doctor, be it an engineer, be it a seer, any profession, this is a kind of skill which can be used everywhere. So that is why these are called as transferable skills. These are not the core academic skills, which of course are very important. If you want to be a specialist doctor, you need to know the medical, all the subjects of medical, but along with that, your creativity, how you collaborate with others, how you communicate.
Right.
So these are the skills which are very, very important.
Right, absolutely, ma'am. So we have talked about the students. Now let's talk about the teachers. So what is your thoughts on lifelong professional development of teachers, and what are the steps or measures you have been taking at your institute so that teachers can be upgraded according to the developments happening around us?
See, as I've already said that the world is changing at a very fast pace. The time when we had studied, the teachers had studied, so that was a different time. So the contemporary knowledge which is happening today, because every day the previous knowledge, there are certain things which are getting obsolete. There are some new things coming, especially with the coming of technology in the education sector.
Online education.
Online education, virtual modes, and for that the teachers are not prepared, the teachers are not competent. So they need to equip themselves if they want to remain the teachers.
Absolutely.
Right? So for that, upgradation is must. After all, if I ask you, give me a mango, can you give it if you don't have? So if something I have, only then I'll be able to give it to my students.
Right.
So that is why it is very important. I had read a book by Neela Konoras which says that if you don't feed your teachers, they will eat your students. Right? So what else can be said about the capacity building of the teachers? So that is why whatever is required, the knowledge upgradation, and more than that, the most important thing is pedagogical practices. How do we teach? We say that the children should not become the cramming parents.
Absolutely.
They should be
They should
have
be
to
the
give
better
them,
version of
yes,
ourselves.
we have to give them the learning outcome based education. So for that, the pedagogical practices need to be changed. It has to be totally student centered.
Right.
More of STT in the class, less of TTT. STT is the student talking time and TTT is the teacher's talking time. So teachers first of all need to understand that, because it's not the traditional mode that the teacher goes to the class and starts teaching and the students are the passive learners. So for all these things and for their knowledge, for their subject knowledge, they definitely need to be upgraded, and it is the duty of the school leaders and the management to see to that they keep upgrading their teachers.
Absolutely, as you rightly mentioned the word leader. So now I'm going to ask, as a principal, as a leader of the school, as the head of the school, so what is the overall role of a principal in guiding the school towards just not the academically better, but overall better in terms of just meeting the requirements.
Yeah, you rightly said leader. The principal is the leader of the school. And let me tell you that the leader, the principal, it has got 25%, one single person has got 25% impact on the students' learning. So it's a big, huge responsibility that, the principals, they have to perform. So they cannot just be administrators. They cannot just be the managers, managing the resources, managing the human. They need to lead from the front. They have to be the playing captains, right? Only then, so that, the others, they can follow. They need to see how the teaching and learning is going on in the classroom. That's something very important. And as I've already mentioned, that apart from the core subjects, today, in today's world, it is very, very important to foster the 21st century skills amongst the students, which are the 4 C's: communication, critical thinking, creative thinking, communication, then literacy skills are there. Then most important is life skills, how the students, they become resilient. It's not like I tell you, you become resilient, you become benevolent. It is not like that. So you have to set examples, you have to do certain activities where the children think themselves,
Right.
why I did this activity, what is the outcome of this activity, how can I apply this thing in my life. So for such kind of activities, the leaders, the principals, they have to be in the front, in the planning as well as and in the execution as well.
Absolutely, ma'am. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts, and I'm sure all the viewers are delighted to hear from you. And thank you so much once again for attending the summit.
Thank you so much, Time to Grow, for giving me this opportunity. And
Thank you, ma'am. And please do like our channel, the Edu Bulletin. It was formerly known as the Education Times, but now we are here with the Edu Bulletin. So thank you so much.
thank you so much.